Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Please like and subscribe. So I've had a couple of viewers asking, what exactly did this narcissist mean by their actions, the things that they did? And I think we go a little bit too far sometimes into what exactly were they trying to do. So they do elicit a response from us, but it's up to us on how we respond to certain things. So sometimes they do try to annoy us, try to irritate us, to control us, to cut us down, to take away our happiness. And in a sense, it's like they're jealous of our happiness, so they want to take it away from us. But we have power over our emotions. And when we get caught up in these relationships, we become really sensitive to the abuse that we're going on. And it's understandable. So the depth of what the narcissist is truly doing is that they just don't care about us. So they're reacting to what's going on with them inside. So they're either jealous, irritated, annoyed, bored, whatever it is, but it's that they don't care how their reaction is going to hurt someone. So they don't stop the abuse to get dirty looks, to get the silent treatment, to not communicate is all abusive in a relationship. And we stick through it. We keep hoping that we'll come to some common ground. So some narcissists purposely try to hurt you. Some it's collateral damage. So sometimes there isn't an actual conscious purpose to what they're doing. But whether it's subconscious, purposeful, it still hurts us. And that's where the setting of the boundaries comes in. That, you know, we have to have a safe environment. If there's something that's bothering them, we need to discuss it. But the narcissist gets to a point where they stop caring. And did they care in the beginning? It was easy in the beginning. Things were going along and there's no bumps in the road. So they were just smooth sailing. But once they target you as a victim, to where they knew that they could get away with things, they started taking advantage of that. And that's where the devaluation comes in, to where they're not upholding societal norms of being polite to someone. And it gets frustrating because you see them out in public and they're treating everybody else so kindly. Everybody else is adoring them. And behind closed doors, you know who this narcissist truly is. And your body is reacting to it. You feel that something's off. And with all the breadcrumbing, it's confusing. Are they starting to try again? Are they seeing like a two-way street? Or is it just a facade to fool us? So it's real tricky on how their mind works, on why they have these cycles of abuse. And that's where it gets toxic, because that causes a tremendous trauma bond. And those trauma bonds can be so devastating. They can suck you in deeper to where you like love them more and you want to try more. And the more you try, the more they take advantage of it and the more they cut you down. And it's disheartening when you're like, I'm doing everything. But when we start spoon feeding them things, they're not investing in us anymore because we're trying so hard. And we're afraid of losing them because we feel them slipping away. That's where that fear comes in, is we feel them slipping away. And in a healthy relationship, when two people truly love each other, they regroup, they realize, maybe there is some attention that's needed, but the narcissist gets irritated by that. They don't want to feel that they did anything wrong. They don't want to compromise. They don't want to listen to your needs. They're only concerned about their needs. And we're sitting here trying to understand theirs because we care about their needs. So we're investing in them. And that's where the balance starts going off. And it's so sad because if the narcissist did their part, they'd be investing. And that's when you value something instead of taking it for granted. Like when you invest in things in your life, you have a pride to it and a desire to keep up with it. But the narcissist, it's like a one and done type payment where they feel like they own you now, that there's no upkeep, that there's no fluidity to where there needs to be changes as you go through different struggles in life. Because once something comes up and they didn't feel that they signed up for it, whether it's a new baby on the way that wasn't planned, or a loss of a job, or struggles with a family member needing extra care, or a change in schedule, or even just a need to move, or whatever the situation is, it throws things off kilter for the narcissist, and they're filled with resentment. They want this perfect life. Life is not perfect, but life is, in a relationship, going through the twists and turns of life and coming out on top, no matter how hard it gets. But the narcissist will throw their temper tantrums instead of putting in the effort to fix the things. And it is coping skills of a child and entitlement of a child in their mental state that when they do try, and this is where it gets so crazy, because in the workforce they can try, in social situations or at church or synagogue or whatever, you can see them like they know how to act. But when they're with you, it's a whole different story. You can go to a party with them and think everything's great, and then you get in the car and they're bitching at you for this or for that, or not letting you be you. And how they react to things isn't about you. How they react to things is what's going on in them, who they are. It shows what they're jealous of. And if they're jealous of something, it's because they're lacking something. If they're angry about something, it's not a warranted situation. They're angry with themselves. And they got to displace that emotion somehow. And unfortunately, they take it out on the person closest to them. Instead of asking for a hug or asking for support, that they take it in a different way. They take it in a toxic way. A lot of times they need that instant gratification. So if you're not available or you're not providing it, they'll go to someone else. They have to keep their mind off of reflection of who they are. And, a lot of us are like, our narcissists seem so happy. They have so much inner turmoil. They're not happy. I see it like with the kids at school. They can go with the flow, one little tiny little thing, and it throws them off. They'll fight, they'll yell, they'll cry, they'll temper tantrums, they'll get off task, they'll tell the other kids that they hate either the kid or the parent or teacher. And it's that bump in the road that throws things off. So sometimes these bumps in the road is just something internal that's going on in their mind. And with the way memory works, it can get distorted over time. So the narcissist lacks the empathy necessary to put an emotion with the experience to commit it to memory. So the memories that they have, which are often based on anger or happiness, they can, but their views on love are different. They feel that it's a manipulation tactic, that we're trying to trick them or fool them because that's what they do. And it's interesting how their actions are self-reflections. So when you're like, was I not good enough? The narcissist wasn't good for you. That's what it means. It doesn't mean you weren't good enough. It means the narcissist wasn't good enough for you. That makes any sense because it's their self-reflection. And, we fell in love with someone. And sometimes we just want to help them. We just want to love them. We want to make it better. But it is almost like love is toxic to them in a sense. To where the more you love them, the more it scares them. They just want to go through life having fun, not giving a shit about anything, just living in the moment. If you can comment below on your person, was it more living in the moment? As long as things were good, but if things didn't go their way or it I still have COVID. But the narcissist is all about themselves. And you can see that in their actions. Did they truly love you? You think about in the beginning with the love bombing, they were mirroring who you were and what they thought they had to be to keep you in their life. But they're unable to form the necessary bonds. And it's heartbreaking. But the narcissist doesn't take the time to stop and think of how their words, their actions, their looks, their silent treatment, their abuse, how it affects somebody else. So they'll throw breadcrumbs here and there, keeping us around until we're literally starving emotionally because we gave everything we could. To where we gave so much of ourselves, we don't know who we are anymore. So we have to get back to loving ourselves and not giving somebody so much who doesn't give back to us. And that's a hard thing because we can only give so much love to people. There's like millions of people in this world. We can't love them all individually. We'll never meet them all. But the people we invest in, our time on earth is limited. Invest in the people who will invest back in you. Because the narcissist took so much, and it's not even appreciated. And that's why it hurts us. So today I want you to invest in yourself. Take a moment for yourself. Maybe spend some time with a true friend. And I'll see you in the next video. You're worth it. You deserve to be loved. So love yourself.